Positive Parents. My name is Piolo Nduka and welcome to Light Faith Academy. And in this video, we look at part 2 of failing. Remember, I created a video. In the previous video, I spoke about defining failure, why it is important for our children to understand this word failing, because they associate themselves with failing the moment we start using words like failing for them, if we see them as failures, But in this case, I would like us, in this video, we look at the importance of failing. Maybe you didn't know that failing is very important, but this is let's look at another view about failing, all right? Okay, failure is part of the process that leads to great success, meaning for most of the people that you always see, maybe on TV or somewhere, we see the event now, we don't know the process of them getting there, because I can guarantee you, if you speak to them, if you were to talk to them about how they achieved their great success, you realize that they failed several times in the process before they achieved their major goal. I have my own experiences of failing several times before I got where I am right now, including the small things. Like I remember when I was writing this book here that you see, I failed several times. This book was rejected probably maybe 6-7 times, I don't know. I had to correct so many things there until it was published. So those processes, imagine if the first time it failed, I gave up. Maybe I wouldn't have had this book. So failing is good, man. So failing is a process that leads to great success. So the journey to success starts with failing several times, right? So it's very important that we understand that. So failure also gives good feedback. It's you learn from your failing and then you get the feedback. From that feedback, you use it wisely. You use it to determine the areas that you're supposed to improve on, right? And then failure provides great life lessons on how something is not supposed to be done. Very, very important and very straightforward. Okay, so failure also helps in identifying unwanted and unnecessary actions. So once you fail, somehow you know on the things that you are not supposed to be doing, right? And remember that what Einstein said about insanity. Yes, insanity is doing same thing over and over and expecting something different. So the more you fail, that means now every time you fail, you must try something different. You must try a different route. Take feedback from your failure, and then do something. Because if you do the same thing over and over, according to Einstein, that is called insanity. So we don't want to look like we are insane, right? And then failure helps in reducing and eliminating faults and mistakes. So the more we fail, we know some of the things that we have to eliminate, so that next time we don't do the same mistakes, we don't do the same errors. So we're supposed to eliminate those errors, right? So life is both negative and positive, and it is called the law of opposite. So this is very important to understand that failing is as much as it's been seen as a negative thing, but there's a positive side of it as well. So this is something that we have to understand. But the reason why I create this video is for us to make sure that our children understand. For those of you maybe that has got children that did not perform well, maybe they failed, maybe you need to sort of show them this video, maybe explain some of the stuff here, that failing is actually the process of succeeding, right? So that because our children we are raising children that are vulnerable, that are fragile, they get upset from the little things. They won't, even with us, our generation, we didn't take failing, especially failing a subject or failing a grade. It's even worse when you fail the whole grade, because now you have to repeat the whole year doing the same thing. So now they're very fragile. Sometimes they think of committing suicide. Sometimes they get depressed. So we have to be careful on which words we're supposed to use in terms of motivating and encouraging them to say life is positive and negative, and this is something that is called law of opposite. There's always either it's cold or it's hot, either it's low or it's high, either it's bad or good, negative or positive. So this is what we mean by law of opposite. So if we only did things clean and nicely without mistakes, we wouldn't learn anything. All right, and I've never seen anybody who's extremely successful, and if you talk to them, they will tell you that they failed several times. If you look at some of our top musicians, if they were to give you their journey, pity they don't write books about them failing. We usually see them as the current event after their success. But I'm hoping some of them, they can start writing their story, their biography, telling us about where they started. You realize that they've learned the hard way. They've actually got that stage. They've actually achieved that greatness through pain, through working hard, through hardship, through failing a lot. Okay, so we need to make sure that our children understand that. Okay, common career mistakes made by the youth. These are some of the common mistakes that are done by our children, and we need to sort of make them to be aware, so that at least we help them. This is the reason why I usually say our children, they need coaches, they need mentors, they need professional help sometimes to teach them these things. Because remember, as parents, parenting doesn't have a university. As far as I know, I've never seen a school that is teaching us parents on how to parent our children. We usually learn from our parents, and then we get what is good. Sometimes we are not fortunate. Sometimes maybe you were raised by a single parent, or maybe not biological parent. We come from different backgrounds, but we can only do our best with what we know, with the resources that we have. Okay, lack of career goals is something that we need to look at, because our children, sometimes they get misled because of not having career goals. They don't know which direction to take, why they should be taking that direction, what are the things that are important, what are things that are not important. Career-wise, they don't know opportunities that are available now, because they rely on so many people, and the information that is actually being fed into their mind all the time is usually negative. So we have to make sure that we help them, especially at an early age. Okay, misunderstanding the difference between a job and a career. This is something that also confuses our children. I've got a short description here, which simply means a job is just something that you do to earn money. If you do a task and you earn money, that's seen as a job. Whereas on the other side, a career is a long-term endeavor, something you build towards and you work on every day. So, for instance, if I want to become a doctor, being a doctor, even once you become a doctor, it's still your career, you still work on it. But a job will be something that you'll be given to work and then you earn money. Okay, so we need to make sure that our children, because now they associate education and jobs. So now, because of there are no jobs, they forget that they still have to build a career. The things that they want to become, the things that they have to do so that they can earn, or so that they can make a living out of. So that is building a career. That's why it's important when we talk about career development. It's not a short-term thing, it's a long-term thing. It's actually a lifetime thing, because even at any age, you still want to build a career. You still want either you want your career to improve or to get to a certain level. Maybe your target is to make a certain amount of money, but you realize that maybe in your job environment you already reached the ceiling and there's no growth for you. This is maybe the time that you start re-evaluating your career development, your career path, to see how can you maybe grow as a person. Because maybe the company that you're working for, you already reached the ceiling. There's no way that they can give you another increase. Maybe, I don't know, but this is something that we have to make sure that our children understand at an early age. A job is something that is given to you, all right? A career is something that you create and build. A series and a combination of well-connected, specialized, high-value skills and unscripted soft skills. If you look at the previous videos where I spoke about soft skills and the hard skills, these form high-value skills, skills that are in demand, skills that are complex, because most of the people all want to go easy. If it's easy, you must be careful when it's easy, because most of the people will go through the easy. I've since learned in my career that the easy route is usually not good, because it's temporary. Okay, rather plan and do something that is gonna last you for long. But usually those type of things take long, take dedication, take commitment. You must actually commit to say you'll be doing this thing every day, even when you feel like not doing it. That is what you call self-discipline, by the way. All right, and then I think instant gratification is a common career mistake that is made by our children. Wanting too much, too early and quickly. So this is the thing that we call instant gratification. They want the results today without doing the work, without knowing what to become, without becoming something. So it's like they just want to earn money today. They just want to become those instant millionaires. Okay, yeah, maybe there are people that are lucky that will win a lot or something, but instant gratification is usually one of the common mistakes made by our children, because they want too much, too early and quickly. Okay, here will simply be failing to find coaches and mentors. This one I already spoke about. Failing to build a supportive network. Sometimes you need people to support you. You need to build a network of people that can help you to achieve your goal. Coaching, very important. Mentoring, very important. We live in a world where we don't have a lot of role models like we used to. But it's important that your child, once they understand about these things, we start finding who are their role models, and then they start modeling those people so that they learn from them. Find something good that they can learn from their own role models. Okay, so that's very important. Building a supportive network team. Not being able to ask for help. That is another problem where our children, they don't ask for help, because the thing is, if you don't ask, you fail by default. Because the power of asking, I'm actually a novice when coming to the Word of God, but I know there's part in the Bible where God says, ask, if you ask, and it shall be given. Asking starts the process of receiving. I usually tell my students that asking starts the process of receiving, because if you ask, that person has to look at that. Sometimes they may sort of ignore, but the fact that you asked, it stays in their mind, and somehow they start looking at it, right? Failing to present themselves well, also very important, that even if you are broke, or maybe you've got pain, no need for you to look like that. If, let's say, you come from an environment where poverty has dominated your life, no need for you to look like a poverty. I usually hear Mr. Charlie Peterson, who's my friend, saying, if you were born in a mkuku, so that does not mean mkuku. So that means you can remove yourself, you can move out of mkuku and become a double-story house if there's something like that. But failing to present themselves well because of maybe their circumstances and their environment that they live in, that also paint a picture. Because if you see, remember, there's a power of self-image. If your self-image is negative, you see yourself as a failure, you see yourself as somebody who will never achieve anything, that on its own contribute to them not achieving greatness in terms of their career path. People take you seriously. Okay, that's one part. People take you seriously if you present yourself well. From the clothes you wear, your character, your behavior, and powerful, yes, that are powerful one, the words you use, the things that you say with your mouth. People are listening and they actually define you with the things that you're using. All right, I think you got the message. I hope you got value from this video. Let me thank you, my supportive parent, for being with me up to this point. And please remember to share the message. Please remember to share the video, subscribe, like the video, and put your comments. Share your comments and opinions about the topics that I'm sharing with you. Because this is Light Faith Academy, where we say success is wisdom. So we need to build this wisdom for our children so that they get success, so that they succeed. We have to build this wisdom for them so that they succeed. Alright, until I see you on another video, my name is Piolo Nduka, Light Faith from Light Faith Academy. Until I see you on another video. Cheers.